Excuse me a minute. I got an itch. Tissue, hanky, or nose pick. Oh my God. I got to tell you a story. So funny. When I was little, my dad had what, well, was a handkerchief, but he called it a snot rag. Well, yeah, might as well be. Well, I took his handkerchiefs and they used to have this spray on starch, and it was my job to do the ironing a lot of the times. So I'd use this starch, and my mom's like, "What happened to all that starch?" And like, I'd take his handkerchiefs and his underwear, and I would like spray starch everything, and then like everything neat, like my jeans and everything had to have a crease in them. And oh, I used to be like meticulous like that. But yeah. And then we were always taught, as a young lady, you keep a handkerchief, like one of them frilly ones, in your purse. Well, like I gave one to my stepdaughter, and but you never really use them. It's more like for an emergency. But I was always miffed. What do you do with it after you use it? Put it back in your purse or back in your pocket? It's like yuck. So yeah, I usually like when I go out for walks, and I'm going to be going out later and show you the end of the woods, and hopefully we can see the lake through the trees. But well, anyway, yeah, I just put a bunch of tissue in my pockets, and this time of year it's kind of cool out, so and allergies, and just in case. And I did have an operation on my nose right there because I had a deviated septum in there, and with my allergies, it was clogging up, and so yeah, it was causing me problems. So not so much now, but I couldn't even breathe for a while, and I would like wake up choking at times and all that. So yeah, but yeah. So I just thought I'd tell you about those stiff handkerchiefs that somebody mean had to blow their nose on. How funny is that? I suppose they get gooey too with the starch after it got wet. I don't know. But I was never really cruel, but that's kind of how I roll or did a lot when I was younger. I would pay people back one way or another. And speaking of that, there's people that I have to consider Satanists because if they were walking with God, I know they would like me, so they're playing. And if I hear players using my words to lure people into their channels that could lure people away from God, I'm coming after you. Don't be using my words. I mean, I'm not talking to my subs that have God in your heart. I'm talking to if anybody takes my ideas and applies them elsewhere, I'm going to prove that I made the videos first, and I'll slay you with your own words, my words, you know. And that is a key, Ki, part of my Native American name. Ki Kopashita is my name, Ki. So when I say I'm Ki, I am Ki. That means grow. I help people grow. So if I hear you people using my words, I'm coming after your stupid asses. Okay, enough said. Um, anyway, Ray, beautiful videos, really nice. Great to see you. Um, yeah, I heard what you're saying about, well, for one thing, um, if a drug addict needs help, you certainly don't give them cash for the drugs. That's for sure. My opinion, if it's your own child, yeah, you take them home and tie them to a gurney and do whatever you can to help them out. And if that don't work, you may have to let them go, but I mean, you can at least try. But all that praying out in public and all the rest of that baloney and stuff. I mean, I'll tell somebody God bless you day, you know. They might look at me weird, but I mean, I'm not out there holy rolling, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, what a bunch of hokey crap. People, they feel so bad about the stupid things they do in their life, they have to make some type of an impression on people, you know? So, yeah, give your kid money for drugs and then pray about it. That does a lot of help, you know? Yeah. How about tell them no? And when you straighten up your act, I want to talk to you. But until then, I need to have a peaceful life. Yeah, okay. Something like that. Yeah, no. They can hate you all you want when you tell them what God expects out of us. Anybody, you know, if they want to hate on somebody for telling them like it is, well, for one thing, that's why I passed your video around, Andrea, is because you have a more gentle nature with than I do, displaying that towards people. So maybe that'll reach, like, even my kids. Maybe that'll reach some younger people. So right on with your um, being judgy. You have the right to judge who is in your life. You have a right to look upon mankind and say, hey, that ain't cool. You know, yes, you have that God given right. You know, that doesn't mean that you're hating on anybody. That is out of love. Being stern and stressing what Christ really expects out of us, that's loving, whether they see it as that or not. So, yeah, that's very true. Um, mm, I was going to talk about parables in the Bible. If to me, I look at it beyond a dual conversation, not just Jesus Christ, the dual conversation, but even if you're sticking Satan in there. But looking at the parables like as a trinity, like three people talking reaches a lot of people, and it's I'll look it up sometime here. I was just thinking about, wow, I learned a lot out of the parables with Christ speaking, because some people won't get it at all. I don't believe a Satanist could read a parable. And it's like when two Christians get together and they speak, they can be laughing their butts off. And the person that doesn't have God in their heart totally misses it. I mean, they're so empty, they don't get the joke, you know, that type of thing. So, yeah, it's kind of like I was raised talking in parables because that mom, mine, well, both of them for that matter, um, aren't very wise. They think they're very intelligent, and they could be, but they're not. So I just thought I'd tell you about what I thought about parables. Looking at like God's talking, Christ talking, and then you got a bad attitude in there too. What the heck is that? What does that mean? You know, although there are, and I wrote them down one time, I might find them again. I have them on my Facebook page. All the things that Jesus said that weren't nice. Everybody thinks that Jesus all happy go lucky yippee skippy. He said some really nasty things to a bunch of people. And this is true. I mean, sometimes you can't say, oh, you're so sweet, let me help you there. It's like, no, you dumbass, get off your fat butt and do something. Then maybe you won't need to go see your doctor for heart surgery, that type of thing. Whatever, you know, whatever. Just saying it. What are you supposed to say? Oh, no, no, baby, here's another donut, you know? No, no way, you know? It's like, here's a donut. Now let's go for a walk. Yeah. I don't want to. Well, too bad. We're going anyway, you know? So put your shoes on, drink some orange juice. Let's go. You know? So, or not orange juice. I can't drink it. Or tomato juice. That's a bummer. I like B8 and but I can't have it. I might though one of these days. Little bits here and there is stuff I can't have. Like I wanted a Tootsie Roll the other day. So Doug brought home these Tootsie Roll mini candy coated things. Um, yeah, uh, they were horrible. The Tootsie Roll inside was really soft and fresh because the candy kept it, and it was like M&M coating on there. Only it was probably made out of caramel color, which isn't good for anybody, and probably yellow dye. I was afraid to look at it, so I did eat. Put some in a cup and ate some, and it's like, oh, yuck. I just wanted a giant Tootsie Roll because they're low on fat, and I'm not supposed to have chocolate, but there's not a whole lot of chocolate in it, too, actually. It's more a taffy, so like, yeah, sugar. Yeah, but, um, but he couldn't find a Tootsie Roll in town, so, yeah, candies that I like a lot. Well, my favorite is Mounds Bar. Um, Used to be Nestle Crunch, but I tend to go for something like Snickers are pretty good. Pretty, at least they got peanuts in them, but which I'm not supposed to have either. But yeah, I tend to go for the Mounds Bar because it's got the least amount of chocolate and the coconut's good for me too. So if I'm gonna eat something, I try to have real food in there too. So yeah. But yeah, thinking about that handkerchief my dad used to pull out of his pocket and give to me, or I'd be in the car and Doug will pull out one of his shop towels he's got tucked in his pant pocket, and I'm like, no, 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 I'm good, I'm good. I'll just wait. I'll grab. It hasn't been used. I'm like, mm, make him swear on a Bible because, man, I had some crap wiped on me, or the ma would like spit and wipe the hair and ooh, like all these habits that just drive me berserk. It's like keep your bodily fluids to yourself, people, or people that'll hawk a big old Louis on the ground, and then walk in the store, and then you see somebody else walk out of it and come into their house after that with that on their shoes, and it's like holy smokes. Well, all these little things, or a guy will be scratching his butt and go to open up the door for me, and I'm like, oh, oh God, please help me, help me. You know, I just little, oh, anyway, it's like being a cashier. You can smell money that's been in sweaty pockets and God knows where else, and it's like, oh, oh, might as well work in a nursing home and change giant diapers. So, anyway, I just thought I'd tell you what was on my mind with that nose picks, not rags, hankies, or tissues. So that's why I go with the tissues in my paper pocket because then um, I can even wash my jacket if I had like a really runny nose. Then, but what do you do? So hard to say, isn't it? Yes, no, don't pick your nose. And I heard somebody say to a bitch he wouldn't share his bacon. It's like, well, God, I do like bacon. I really do. It's about the only pork I'll eat, but not often. You know, I think I've had it maybe so far this year once or twice. I've got a half of what I had in the freezer still to make with. I think I'm going to make it with like some pancakes or something, or put it in some baked beans, or. And I have a ham hock. I'll make like a bean soup, or I want to make some split pea soup. That's good too. Not supposed to have it, but it is really good. So, yeah. And potato soup is good with a ham hock in it. So, yeah, stuff like that. More like a flavoring type. Because I used to sit down, I'd eat a whole bunch of bacon by myself, but when I was a young woman, working hard, you work that fat off, so, or burn it off. I think some people can burn off their food just by worrying about crap. I used to worry a lot, and I learned not to worry about a thing. I really don't. One way or another, I get my way. Even if they sabotage me, I still works out for me. God makes sure. He just does. So they hate me for that. I always come out smelling like a rose, I heard one time. And then I think of Shakespeare. A rose is a rose by any other name. Oh, well. If you do what's right, you get what you deserve. One way or another, may take a while, but you'll get it. You'll get it in spades, you know. So, anyway, I'm gonna roll some cigarettes and clean both my phones and take them both with me. So if I get cut off on one, and I'm uploading it and it just cuts off, I don't think I will though. I think I'll have plenty of time because I'm gonna walk to the woods first and then start filming once I'm in there because it's kind of spooky. I'll tell you about it after I get out of there because I don't want to be talking about it while I'm in there. So, something to look forward to, and I love you. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks for being here.